guys. Okay, so right from the start, the chapter more or less marks the end of the battle between Shura and Shiki, as well as Ziggy and Nero, with Ziggy basically pulling a Blackbeard on us, absorbing Nero's ether gear, and dropping off the timer, or the bomb, one of the antimatter bombs, right at Shiki and Rebecca's feet. And yeah, right out of the gate, we have to talk about where Ziggy's at power-wise, because here's the thing. If he's become as powerful as we think he is based off this chapter, and tapped into so much of the dark energy of Satan Gravity to be able to steal the power of Ether Gear, then it's amazing to think that, again, for as powerful as Shiki is now, and how much more powerful Shura was than Shiki, ultimately, both of them were still just barely scratching the surface of what Satan Gravity could do. Like when it comes to Ziggy's showcase of power in this chapter, it's one of those that says if pretty much Shura was hoping that the battle between Ziggy and Nero would actually wear Ziggy down, then he was vastly mistaken. Like, if Shura actually thought in any world he could defeat Ziggy, he was fucking kidding himself. Like, holy shit. Like Shura, maybe Shura was, like, obviously, again, Shura was definitely more powerful than Shiki for sure, ultimately, but it's like, I don't think he could, even if you could say that Shura had cracked the outer layer of ether of Satan Gravity compared to Shiki. It's like he still wouldn't have been powerful enough. Like this, understand the display of Ziggy's power in this episode shows he is a true master of Satan Gravity. And granted, it wasn't entirely confirmed as Ziggy's ether gear stealing capabilities are permanent or not, but just knowing he can do all this shit right now, we've got a serious problem on our hands. Now, with that said, let's talk about Ziggy going forward with basically Shura's idea of activating the bombs, because just the fact that he threw one of them into the area where the all-link system is located shows that Ziggy doesn't even need to do anything with the all-link system itself in order to gain control of machine kind. If anything, just the fact that he did do that at all shows the all-link system is nothing more than a buffer. Is honestly nothing more than a buffer that's kind of keeping him from gaining full control of machines. And honestly, with Mashima throwing this little wrinkle into the mix, it not only feels like we're headed straight for the end game, but as pointed out to me in last week's review, I don't even know anymore if this is even going to be the moment where Rebecca is going to awaken her overdrive or not, because as it stands, Mashima does seem to be laying the pieces in place for basically the Eden Zero crew to lose this. And when I mean lose, I mean it doesn't matter what happens, they are still ultimately going to lose in some way. And granted, this whole situation still possibly could be subverted in some way, but even if this whole situation is subverted by Rebecca's ether gear or by her awakening her overdrive, it's one of those things that almost makes me say. It's almost one of those things that makes me say that it doesn't matter how much Rebecca turns back time, turns back reality, regardless of what happens, the Eden Zero crew will lose one way or another. Like it might just be like with in terms of how Majima seems to be setting this up, it might just be a matter of changing how they lose, how the circumstances of how Ziggy obtains victory, but ultimately I think Ziggy attaining victory is still something that is going to happen, and which, if that is the route Majima is going with, then I am all here for it. Like, Majima, if this is the route you're going, if you're saying that the Eden Zero crew is going to lose this battle regardless, then again, do it. I don't care. I kind of want to see them. I kind of want to see this be like a pretty much situation that can't be subverted through ether gear or anything like that. Like show them just losing. I would love, and plus it would, in some ways I think they would also need to lose this in order to probably transition into the next arc or final phase of this journey anyway, because Ziggy again is the big bad antagonist of the series right now. So he pretty much has to win this in some way, regardless. And with that said, one thing I absolutely loved with this chapter is the tone of it. Like, it obviously starting off, one thing to say is that it obviously felt so rewarding to see Shiki ultimately defeat Shura, and the art on that 2-page spread of Shiki delivering the final blow was absolute chef's kiss. But then to have that moment interrupted by Ziggy, I love how the mood immediately shifted, and within that single moment of Ziggy just throwing the bomb into the room, flipped the situation in one single moment, flipped the situation from celebration and victory into one of total fear and despair at the realization that not only was the victory against Shura, while satisfying, kind of pointless, but even more than that, ultimately Ziggy won. Ziggy won in this instance, and it makes you wonder where if the crew was focusing on the wrong person this entire time. Like should the Eden Zero crew have gone after Ziggy instead of Shura? Like, all these questions I can see plastered on the characters' faces through their looks of dread, defeat, and just fear. And as I said, I don't have an answer for them how this can be fixed, because I don't think it can. But yeah, this chapter definitely set the stage clearly. They've lost. Ziggy won. The whole galaxy's in trouble right now. Like, it might be doomed. And honestly, this chapter not only has the first to make me genuine, not only the first to make me feel genuine dread and defeat, but also only kind of confirmed what I've been feeling about this arc for a while. Like, how's the anime gonna handle this shit? Like, we got ways to go before they cover this material, but it's like, I don't know how the anime's gonna live up to this material, frankly. And again, Mashima's pen game, like penmanship artwork, was just on point this chapter. Like, it was insane. He went above and beyond the Call of Duty with the artwork this week, and it was fantastic. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Analyst, Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit the notification bell, subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, everyone.